So we are given a root of the binary tree and we need to return the sum of value at its deepest leaf. So in this case the deepest leaves are 7 and 8. So we need to print 15 as our answer. So how we will approach this question? We'll first go by finding the sum at the root level. Then we will explore its children and store its sum while exploring the children into our temporary variable. Then we'll store these elements into another vector, and then we are going to iterate on that vector and going to explore its children again and storing its value. And say similarly we are going for the last level also. So finally we will have the sum of 7 and 8 here. So let's start by initializing our answer at roots elements value. So int answer would be roots value. So now if the tree grows, we need to have a lot of vector like v1, v2, v3 and v4 like this. So instead of lot of vector, we are going to create two vector. One would be named as current and other would be named as next. So using current vector, we are going to explore its children and save it in the next vector, and simultaneously we are going to evaluate its sum also. And finally, when all the children are explored, we are going to copy this next vector into the current vector and we are going to clear out this next vector. So let's initialize to do vector of tree node as vector of tree node star that will contain the pointers, and we will name it as current and next. And our current vector would be initialized with the root elements because we are initializing our answer as its value. So current dot pushback root. So finally we will have our current vector as this one, which will contain 0 element. So we will not go further. So we are doing while current dot empty, while current is not empty. And now we are going to create a temporary variable which will contain the sum of this particular height. So our int sum would be 0, and then we are going to iterate on our current vector. So for iterating we can do auto I of, let's say, auto node of current. So now we have every node of the current vector one by one, and we are going to add its value into our sum plus equal to nodes value. And now we are checking if it has a left child or not. So if it has left, then we are going to add that left child into our next vector. And similar we are going to do with the right also. So now we have this temporary sum for that particular height, and now we are going to replace our this answer variable with this sum. Our answer would be equal to sum. And now we are going to replace our current vectors element with the new element that we have explored in this iteration. So our current would be equal to next that we have explored, and now we are going to set our next as null. So we are going to clear all of its element as next clear, and finally we are going to return our answer.